What is up, guys? Sint here, back at it again with another MLB tier list. This time we're going with shortstops, and today we got Nick Ahmed to start off. Nick Ahmed, honestly, one of the worst hitting shortstop, but his defense is amazing. Same thing with Geraldo Perdomo. Nick Ahmed, I think, only played like 17 games this season, and then he got hurt. But I feel like he is going to be a C tier, but Geraldo Perdomo will be a D tier. Next up, we got Dansby Swanson. Dansby Swanson is the definition of B tier, in my opinion. Dansby Swanson isn't bad, but he isn't the best thing ever, in my opinion. And that's the real problem with him not being a top guy signed yet. Next up, we got Jorge Mateo. Jorge Mateo has got a lot of speed and a solid glove, but the hitting has not really showed up yet, so he is going to be a C tier. I'm pretty sure he led the league in stolen bases this season. Pretty good season for Jorge Mateo. Next up, we got Xander Bogaerts. Xander Bogaerts, arguably one of the best shortstops in baseball. But I think he is going to go in A tier. He could move up as this goes on. Next up, we got Nico Hoerner. Nico Hoerner, one of the most underrated guys in baseball. Nico Hoerner has earned himself a spot in A tier. No, I'm going to go B tier for Nico. Same thing with Dansby, too. Him and Dansby are very similar. Two of the most underrated guys in baseball. You know what you're getting with Nico Hoerner. Nico Hoerner, he's going to give you a cool calm about 140 games every season. Not going to hit you a bunch of bombs, but he's getting better with hitting bombs. He hit 10 this season instead of 0 like the last couple of seasons, which is good for Nico. He's getting better with hitting home runs, and plus he's also going to steal you a lot of bags, too, and he's going to get you a lot of singles, and you need those guys to win some baseball games. Next up, you got Kyle Farmer. Kyle Farmer, I'm pretty sure the Reds just got rid of him. I'm pretty sure he's a Twin now. I don't know who their shortstop's going to be. It might be Kevin Newman. Kevin Newman would probably be about C tier. Same thing with Kyle Farmer, also C tier. Next up, we got Ahmed Rosario, one of the most underrated shortstops in baseball. And I'm not one going crazy about this, because I'm not biased, because most flipping Guardians fans hate this dude. I don't get it. Why do people hate Ahmed Rosario? I don't get it. I want to know why. But he's a B tier. Him and Nico are about the same thing. They both are very underrated guys that do literally the exact same stats. Next up, we got Jose Iglesias, Mike Plays Game's favorite shortstop in baseball. Yeah, that's not actually true, but we keep on saying it. Jose Iglesias, he'll hit for high average, but that's about it. He's going right to C tier. Next up, we got Tim Anderson. Tim Anderson, yes, he's been in some drama as of late, but we're going to have to push the drama away. Tim Anderson is a pretty solid shortstop. He's going to go right to B tier. Next up, we got Javier Baez, and my gosh, Natick, I don't know where you want me to place this guy, but it's definitely not where I'm going to place him. Actually, I don't know where you think I'm going to place him, but I'm going to place him in B tier. I can't deny the glove. Arguably one of the best gloves for shortstops. Pretty good glove. But the real problem is he's not been hitting great. But just from his past and the way he's played like he did with the Mets last year, he has earned himself B tier. For now, he'll probably be in C tier next season. That's the real problem. But he is B tier as of now. I'm going to push my bias away there. Next up, we got Jeremy Pena. Arguably one of the best rookies that came into the league this season. I want to put him in A tier, but I'm not going to do that yet. He's B tier. I just really like Jeremy Pena. That's why I want to do it. Next up, Adalberto Mondesi. Is he really their shortstop, or is it Bobby Witt? I feel like he's going to play short at the beginning of the season, but if he gets hurt, Witt's probably going to move over, and then maybe Michael Massey will go to third, and then second will be Lopez. I don't know exactly what's going to happen here, but when he's on the field, he plays solid, but he's not on the field a lot. That's the real problem. So he's going to go right to C tier. Next up, we got the Squid, Andrew Velasquez. I mean, before I make this placement, I'm going to say sorry, Casey, but I hate to do it, but he's going to D tier. I hate doing it. Next up, we got Trey Turner. Trey Turner, in my opinion, I would say the second best shortstop in baseball because the one had to go to roids. Fucking idiot. I mean, nice person. Yeah, he's going to go into A tier. He didn't have his best season this year, but he quietly was still very good. His walks kind of went off a little bit. He's walked more in the past. If he would have walked more this season, he might have had better stats, but whatever. Trey Turner, one of the best defensive shortstops, one of the fastest, and one of the most all-around baseball players in the league. I don't think he gets a lot of love for that, and he should. Next up, Miguel Rojas. Miguel Rojas. Casey, I don't know where you want me to place him, but I don't know if I'm going to put him where you want. I'm going to put him in C tier. He's sadly just aging. He's not aging like a fine wine like Justin Verlander, sadly. But next up, we got Willy Adames, another guy that Casey likes. Hopefully I put him where you want, but I don't know if I will. I feel like I will because I'm going to put him in B tier. He's pretty solid. Very underrated in my opinion. Next up, we got Carlos Correa. Carlos Correa. Yeah, there's no denying it. In my opinion, yes, he didn't have the best season this year, but it was a whole new ballpark. He had to learn it out. And he still had one of the best OPS pluses of his career at 140. The second best in his career is at 155 in 2017. Yeah, he still played amazing, yet nobody talked about him. Yeah, well, you're welcome to S tier. Carlos Correa. Next up, we got Francisco Lindor. Francisco Lindor is going right to A tier. 100% deserves A tier. Doesn't get talked about enough in my opinion. I don't think he's the best shortstop in baseball, like Casey tries to say, besides Tatis, because 788 OPS doesn't help him out. 125 OPS plus is pretty solid. But he still does a great job. I would put him in A tier as of now. Next up, IKF, Casey's favorite shortstop in baseball, Isaiah Kiner Falefa. Overall, my favorite shortstop in baseball, too. I'm kidding. But Isaiah Kiner Falefa, I'm going to put him in C tier. I can't put him in D tier. He's not on that level. Next up, we got Elvis Andrus. I don't know why Elvis Andrus is on here, because he might retire. He's a free agent. He's not with Oakland anymore. Oakland's shortstop right now, I think, is Vamael Machine. I think's how that's pronounced. If there's an Oakland A's fan in the comments that can tell me how you pronounce Vamael Machine, but Vamael Machine's probably going to go in D tier. If this was Elvis Andrus, he would probably go in C tier. Next up, we got Didi Gregorius. Didi Gregorius is going to go into D tier, sadly. Had a very bad season. You hate to see it. I like Didi too. Kevin Newman, going to go in C tier, but Kevin Newman is not their guy. That's O'Neal Cruz. O'Neal Cruz is a hard one. I will place O'Neal Cruz in. As of now, I would say O'Neal Cruz is C tier, just because he's not better than any of these guys here as of now. But I feel like he will be next year 100%. I feel like he's going to be better than probably Willie, not Pena, better than Baez, maybe on Anderson. They're going to be close. Better than Ahmed, maybe on Nico, and then maybe on Dansby. Next up, we got Fernando Tatis Jr. He didn't play a single game this season, yet he's still going to S tier. That's how good he is. J.P. Crawford is next up. J.P. Crawford, one of the most not talked about guys in baseball, but yeah, he's C tier. He's pretty solid, but he's nothing extremely special. Next up, Brandon Crawford. Yeah, what a fall from grace Brandon Crawford was this season. He had an amazing season and then kind of fell off. He was honestly probably about A tier last season, and now he's down to C tier, sadly. Next up, Tommy Edman, one of the best fielding shortstops in baseball. Doesn't get enough recognition, in my opinion. But his hitting it's not the best, but Tommy Edmonds B tier, in my opinion. He's also on the same level as probably Nico and Ahmed. I don't know why I said their names in reverse order, but whatever. Next up, Wander Franco. Wander Franco didn't have the best season this year, but he's a potential guy. But when he was on the field, he played pretty damn solid. Yes, he had a 746 OPS, but if you use park adjustments in OPS Plus, it was 117. He was one of the most unluckiest hitters based off statistics this season. So I am going to put him in B tier as of now, but he has a chance to move up to A tier in the future. Next up, Corey Seager. As you know, I am a Corey Seager homer. I just love watching Corey Seager. Pause. But he is one of the most fun to watch shortstops in baseball, and I'm going to throw him in A tier. Next up, another fun to watch shortstop in baseball, Bo Bichette. I also really like watching Bo Bichette play baseball. One of the most fun to watch players in baseball, too. Led the league in hits this season, probably because he played 159 games, but still, hey, he's pretty solid. But he's really good. So we're going to put him in... he had an 802 OPS with 127 OPS plus. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put Bo Bichette in A tier. People underrate the man. I don't get the underration on him. He is way too underrated by a lot of people. So I'm going to do it. Next up, we got Alcides Escobar. I don't know if Alcides Escobar is going to be their shortstop next season because I'm pretty sure he's a free agent. But Alcides Escobar is probably D tier, but who will be their shortstop? I think it's going to end up being Luis Garcia. Luis Garcia also probably... I'll say C tier on Garcia. So C tier on Garcia, but for Alcides Escobar, he's D tier. And that's pretty much going to do it for the video. I'll see y'all in the next one. See ya and goodbye.